It's officially time to change out the colors in my palette. I've had these colors for about a year to 2 years, probably a little bit more. And I love using the Holbein watercolor to paint with. So we're going to continue to fill up my set with these, with only exchanging out a few of the different colors that I have here. We'll be substituting the black, that one of the blacks that I have at least, with something called a lunar black by Daniel Smith. It creates such interesting granulated texture on your paintings that I just absolutely love it. So to get started here, I'll be removing my palette from my main case, and we'll need a towel, and I'll be using my brushes to help clean out some of the tins so I can change out the colors that are already in there, because I found that there were a couple of colors that I don't really use regularly. So I already changed out the black that I had, and I found refilling it that way was just kind of messy. So I'm going to be taking them out now and putting them all together in a nice line so I don't get too confused when I am filling up my colors here. And doing this really just helps me see everything that I'm working with and what I like about all of the colors. Now for this set, I love using the white that they offer. It's a good watercolor, almost kind of gouache-ish, to color over some things or lighten up other colors when they're a little too dark for me to work with. And that is the one thing I love about working with the Holbein watercolor, is how creamy they are. It's just absolutely a delight. Once I am done, I tap it on the side to get the cake to lay a little bit more flat and even so that it makes it easier to work with. Now I love the Payne's Gray because it creates a nice blue-black, gives it good depth to the different colors that I'm working with without them looking flat, which is why I switched out the lunar black for the permanent black, because the permanent black makes everything look a little too flat for my liking. I'm also changing out the quinacridone magenta because it's too close to the bright rose, which is the color that we'll be keeping, and we'll be putting the the lilac in place of the quinacridone magenta, because I love using the more pastel colors to give a more soft hue and tint to my work. I end up having to use a lot of water to clean this out and try and get all the nooks and crannies, so that way the quinacridone magenta doesn't shine through. I guess it would have been better for me to buy new cakes, but it's okay. I wasn't able to clean it out perfectly, but that's okay too. I got most of the color out, which is the most important thing. And you'll see it in a moment, but the watercolor is just such a pretty lilac color. I use it so much in my work. I highly recommend this color if you can pick it up. One of the things that surprised me as I worked with more of the variety of watercolors is just how many greens I tend to use on the regular. I have this lovely pastel green that is my most favorite, which you'll see to the right of the one that I'm about to fill here. And I also use this true green, I believe it's called, which is interesting because it is it's kind of like this more aqua color, and it really helps my water when I'm creating like different blue-ish surfaces to stand out more. I love the quinacridone gold. It was actually a little something that I got as a prize for spending money. It was like a gift or something. And yes, so here are all of the colors, and I just had to clean out my palette because I actually don't really like cleaning out my palette on the regular. But when it is time to change things up, or if I am working on something that I can't pull like random little colors from my palette, that's when it's time to be done. I like keeping the colors around because sometimes I mix some interesting hues that I wouldn't normally choose. Thanks for sticking around as I am taking care of my palette today. I'll catch you all later.